Ever sat in your car after a fight with your partner, wondering if love's supposed to feel this complicated? Or laughed so hard together over something silly that you forgot what you were arguing about just hours ago? That's the beauty and the chaos of real love. It's messy, hilarious, and worth every second. Picture this. A couple, completely in love but not in sync, is arguing over whose turn it is to do the dishes. It's a battle of wills until one of them grabs a dish and starts scrubbing furiously, only to accidentally squirt soap all over the other. There's a pause, silence, and then laughter. That uncontrollable, can't-breathe kind of laughter that reminds them why they chose each other in the first place. That moment doesn't erase the argument, but it builds something stronger, a connection that makes the mess worth it. When love hurts, dealing with relationship struggles. Relationships. Are these amazing, heartwarming, sometimes infuriating things that make you think, why did I sign up for this again? But hey, if you're feeling that way, guess what? Totally normal. Real love takes real work. But that doesn't mean we can't have some fun with it. Let's dig into why love's worth the hustle and how to keep things light and maybe laugh when the going gets tough. All right, why do relationships sometimes feel like you need a user manual and like an advanced degree? You're taking two people with different tastes, weird habits, and totally opposite ideas of what qualifies as clean. For instance, you may think dishes belong in the sink, but your partner thinks they're a modern art exhibit on every countertop. Or maybe you're the let's squeeze the toothpaste from the bottom person, while your partner's over there, squeezing it from the middle like a monster. Seriously, can we all just agree on one way to do this? But here's the kicker. Those little quirks and yes, even arguments don't mean you're failing. Think of it as character development, like that part in every rom-com where the couple has their big fight before realizing they're actually perfect together. Besides, it's those little battles and how you work through them that give you a solid foundation, and maybe a few funny stories to share down the line. Building or rebuilding trust. Let's get into the heavy stuff. Trust. It's the glue that keeps you together, but sometimes the glue needs a little touch-up. Maybe there's been a slip-up, or maybe past baggage is making it hard to trust fully. Either way, rebuilding trust is like putting together IKEA furniture. A little frustrating, but so worth it when you get it right. Step 1, honesty. No secrets, no little lies, just honesty, even if it feels like ripping off a Band-Aid. And if you're the one who slipped up, don't try to pull a Houdini and disappear from the blame. Just own it, say, I messed up, and start working on it. Think of trust like a jar of Skittles. Each little act of honesty and kindness is a Skittle you're adding to that jar. You keep adding them, and soon enough, you're looking at a full jar of trust. And if you accidentally eat all the red ones, hey, it happens. It's time to apologize and refill that jar one Skittle at a time. Little acts of honesty go a long way in bringing that trust jar back to full. Supporting each other during hard times. When life throws curveballs, it's time to catch them together. Supporting each other through rough patches is what makes a relationship feel like a real partnership. And don't worry, it doesn't have to be anything grand. Sometimes just being there is all it takes. Think of it this way. Supporting your partner is like putting on an extra coat when the weather gets rough. It doesn't make the storm disappear, but it makes it a whole lot easier to handle. Support can look like listening to your partner vent about that one coworker again, or saying, "Don't worry, I got dinner tonight," when they're running on fumes. And when things get really hard, just reminding them, "I've got your back" is sometimes all it takes. Those little acts of kindness and teamwork make you feel like a true team. One that can handle whatever life throws at you, even if it's a messy Monday or a literal pile of dishes in the sink. How to stop overthinking, because we all do it. The age-old question. How do I stop overthinking and just trust my partner? Overthinking is like watching the same episode of a show on repeat and expecting the ending to change. It doesn't work. So here's the deal. Trust is like a muscle. It needs a little workout to stay strong, and it takes time. If your partner hasn't given you a reason to doubt them, try to give them a clean slate. Overthinking is like putting a treadmill in your mind. You're moving, but you're not actually getting anywhere. Instead, focus on what's happening now. When those doubts start to creep in, remind yourself of the times they've shown up, been there, or just made you feel like the most important person in the room. Still feeling iffy? Just talk to them. People who care about you usually don't mind reassuring you, especially if it means building a stronger, happier connection. The bottom line. At the end of the day, relationships are messy, hilarious, and totally worth it. It's those shared toothpaste battles, quirky habits, and growing pains that make love deeper and, yes, way more interesting. So if you're out there working through the ups and downs, remember, every couple goes through it, and if you can add a little patience, kindness, and laughter, you'll be just fine. Next time, we're talking about respect, what it looks like and why it's the secret sauce to staying strong. Until then, keep loving, keep laughing, and don't forget to add a little fun along the way. Please and please don't forget to subscribe.